Lesson 21. Adverbs, 1 degree and frequency. A. Some other ways of saying very. All the adverbs underlined below mean very, very much, or a lot. They are used with particular adjectives or verbs. Jack was seriously injured in a car accident. It's highly unlikely the boys will get here on time, they're nearly always late. The children were terribly sorry they couldn't come to the party. It's vitally important to revise vocabulary you learn, otherwise you forget it. I love Lucy, but she's completely mad. This author's first book was totally different from this one. I strongly believe that political party is wrong about immigration. I absolutely love Chinese food. My boss has traveled widely in Asia. Prices have risen sharply in the last year. Glossary. Seriously means badly and in a serious way, for example, seriously injured, ill, or damaged. Injured means if somebody is injured, their body is hurt, often from an accident. Highly means very, very much, for example, highly likely or highly unlikely. Unlikely means if something is unlikely, it probably will not happen. The opposite is likely. Terribly means very, for example, terribly sad or terribly sorry. Vitally means extremely, for example, vitally important. Mad, informal, means stupid, but sometimes in a funny way. A synonym is crazy. Strongly means in a way that shows serious opinions, for example, strongly believe or feel strongly. Widely means in or to a lot of places, for example, travel widely. Rise, past rose, past participle risen, means to go up or increase. Sharply means suddenly and by a lot, for example, rise or fall sharply. Spotlight, completely, absolutely, totally. Completely, absolutely, and totally are used with a range of ungradable adjectives, see Unit 19. Completely, absolutely, totally unnecessary or sure. I completely, absolutely, totally agree or understand. Sometimes we use completely, totally with certain adjectives, but not absolutely. Completely, totally wrong or different, not absolutely wrong or different. B. Frequency and degree. Dialogue. Axel, do you and Max still go to concerts regularly? Harry, no, we rarely see each other these days. The last time was roughly a year ago. Axel, oh. Why's that? Harry, I mainly get about by bike, and that's too far to cycle. Axel, but you still go to concerts, don't you? Harry, no, not so frequently, I think I'm getting slightly old for rock concerts. Generally, I listen to music at home now. Axel, don't you miss the excitement of live concerts? Harry, no, not really. I find the noise and hysteria rather annoying, actually. Glossary. Regularly means happening quite often, with the same amount of space or time in between. Rarely means not often. A synonym is seldom. Roughly means about or not exactly. A synonym is approximately. Mainly means mostly. Frequently means often. Slightly means a little. A synonym is a little bit. Generally means usually or most of the time. A synonym is on the whole. Spotlight, quite, fairly, rather, pretty. These words all mean not very, to a certain degree. Pretty is more informal. It's quite warm today. He's fairly rather lazy. The film was pretty good. If you use rather with a positive adjective, you are often surprised and pleased. It's a very cheap restaurant, but the food is rather good.